Hey, what's up everyone? So this is Shafiq from Academy. I'm your trader, and in this video we're going to talk about Bursa Malaysia market review. We're going to share about how we identify a good time to enter and exit the market, when it's good time to even stay out from the market, right? And how to identify when is a good time for us to take a higher risk, or in other words, to go aggressive, right? Or when is a good time for us to being conservative in our market decision. All right, so and we're going to share one or two counter that we think is very that showing some a good development, right? In term of price action, and we think that it have the ability to an opportunity for us to make profit, right? So before that, right, this is basically a combination of FBM, a mask, fledgling, and ease, right? The reason why I choose these three combination because if you understand how Bursa Malaysia is structured, how the indices is structured, right, you can see that the main market, we basically have two important big index, which is FBM, a must, right, and also FBM fledgling index. So FBM must is basically all the counter within the top 100 index and also small cap index, and fledgling is all the counter that is not within that type of index, or within not the constituent of uh, the top 100 and also small cap index, right? um, and I also adding up is market. So basically we want to see the overall market performance. We want to see where is the market direction, right? And this if we just referring to, for example, like KLCI, if you just referring to um, the single like is in there, of course it will provide us a good direction, sense of direction, right? Where the market is going to hit, but it's not showing the whole sentiment, right? And this will help us in making decision whether it's good for us to take the aggressive approach or conservative approach. So at the same time, it assists us in the risk management part. All right. So in this MBM, mass fledgling and ease, right, we can see that since March 21, market have been in a downtrend movement. But interestingly, right, if we look at the current price movement over here, we can see there's a potential of reversal. uh, this is a potential of reversal, okay, but and this is also, if you measure from peak to the low, right, is around 20%, and around 20% is actually a good time for a market that is doing a huge correction to rebound. So that's why around this price level we also looking for FTD, and we riding through our FTD. We spot our day one over here, right? Over here. Then we spot our FTD, and since then we are basically going aggressive, anticipating the bullish run uh, by using the FTD support as as our confirmation level. So basically, we use this FTD support to know whether the bull run is a fake run, or or just a bullish trend. So it is good deal because since FTD, the market have go up in bull run for 2 or 3 weeks, and just in the previous week and also this week, right, market is taking a correction. And actually, I do feel that this is a correction because it takes time, or it takes an effort, right, for the market to break the downtrend line since March 2021. So it is a logical correction. It is expected correction. It is a good correction for us to have in the market, for in order for us to see a better market movement, right? So the idea over here is, here we might see the market to break the downtrend line and forming a new range of trend, right? Either moving in sideways or moving in uptrend. So that's why this is basically a good area, right? This is a good area. So what we did, right? We did this month. We spot FTD. We go aggressive. We're making a profit, right? We gain back what we have lost from the market. And when market approaching to the trend line, right, we consider that market is getting a bit risky. This is also because of there's a catalyst. There is a bearish catalyst from the global event, right? The announcement of Fed and whatnot. So we taking some profit, right? We realize our profit and going cash, either here or here, right? We do have cashing out some position here, and we cashing out like 70-80% of position here, holding cash. So at the moment we are holding cash and anticipating a rebound or reversal. So it's good time now the question is whether this is a good time for us to start making a move, right? So the answer for that is actually there is a signal for a rebound for this short swing, and also for a reversal for this big swing of trend. But we need to make sure that the market is trade above this level, because below this level basically it break the support, and it may test the lower support, which is in this case the green line over here. So looking at the market and looking at the catalyst of the market and whatnot, right? I think there's a potential for a strong reversal, right, to break the trend line. But this is basically a time for us to stay conservative. We can be a bullish conservative, meaning that we believe that the market direction can be upward, but we still conservative because there's no confirmation yet. So where's the confirmation, right? The confirmation is when the price or the market break this level of resistance, which also the cheat level of resistance, which also confluence with the trend line, which also confluence with the previous resistance. So the more confident or more aggressive move, right, we should make when the price break the trend line. So at this moment, if we zoom in, we can only see there's a rebound signal. We can see there's a rebound potential, and it not just this index, it's also supported by the individual index, like technology index, healthcare index, plantation index. This individual index also showing a lot of bullish setup, which is a rebound setup. And I will show to you guys that a lot of market or a lot of counter also having this same kind of setup. So it's just showing that the correlation between the overall market and some of the counter in the market is not that far, right? And a good thing about that is basically when market is in a good mood, right? When the market is in a bullish direction, we might as well see stronger or more bullish direction in the individual counter and also individual sector index. So our approach at this moment, we are still conservative, but we are bullish conservative. We are positive that market might break the trend line. We're positive that market might rally from here on. might rebound from here on, but that rebound is not yet confirmed by the price action. So so this answer, how we making our decision on whether what is the mood of the market, what is the sentiment of the market, right? Whether it is a good time for us to start buying or start selling our position. Just a little bit, of you know historical historical performance that we did is basically during market sell off like this, right? When huge sell off like this, we think that all right, market is already oversold, and if you really looking at the indicators, right? It not just oversold in terms of trend, is also, sorry, not just oversold in terms of momentum, but also in terms of trend and volatility. So that's why we that's why we starting to make the position on the last candle. We still remember we entered Gintech and some other position. The next day we see day one, and a few days after that we see FTD, and FTD have supported the bull rally since then, right? So basically our thesis last time is correct. So now, if this is a bullish rally, right, the question is how far the bullish rally can go, right? So the bullish rally now is being pushed down by the supply, pushed down by the resistance of the trend, okay? But there's a good sign of potential rebound. There's a good sign of the potential reversal of this big trend line, a big downtrend line. So we are positive with that, but of course we also want to see a confirmation to go more aggressive. Having said that, right, what you should do during conservative market, right, or during conservative risk approach, what you should do is basically you should stay, trade like usual. It's just that you're managing your position sizing well. You need to make sure that your position sizing is controllable, right? It's not too big when market continue to go back. Number two, you can also make sure that you have a very tight trading plan. Okay, you need to know when is the last area of support that you need to sell your position, and also you need to dig more into the catalyst and also the fundamental that happen with inside the market. So these three things that you need to do during the conservative market, so that you can manage your risk. And why it is important to manage your risk, because the amount of your portfolio performance, right? Whether you losing your part of portfolio, or you making profit or return from your portfolio, is really related back to how big is your position sizing, really related back to how you manage your money management, right? So that is basically our outlook for Bursa Malaysia. The conclusion for our outlook for Bursa Malaysia, we believe there's a sign of reversal and sign of rebound, right? Rebound for short swing, reversal for the big trend swing, right? So we believe there's a signal for this two rebound and reversal, but we need to see the confirmation. So that's why we bullish conservative. We are making our move. We start to buy. We start to collecting some position that we believe the fundamental is good, or might also supported by the catalyst from the event that happened around the world. So this is some position that we that this is approach that we take, and also some position that that we do collecting, right? So that is for the whole Bursa outlook. Now let's look at two counter that I want to share with you guys, which I recommend you guys to take a look. First is PMBTECH. So for PMBTECH, right, we seeing that market, okay, PMBTECH previously have a liquidity issue. If you really look at the market participant or the shareholders, right, um, prior to this, prior to the split, right, prior to the split, um, PMBTech basically have like liquidity issue. So I heard that some of the institution, local institution, they are not they are not encouraged to enter this type of counter with the liquidity issue. And not to say that PMBTech have liquidity like huge liquidity issue. It's just that the counter is not as liquid, right? So they not mandate to enter this kind of counter, even though if they know the counter is good or not. Maybe they have some restriction. So after split, right, we might see some interest party start to accumulate and buying in. And I do say to our member in our Discord that after the split, right, those who buy at a good price, you should hold until split, right? Because after split, you basically can take up more leverage, right? Every percentage is basically leveraging your return. It's basically not leveraging your return. It's basically like amplify your return. Not that big, but at least it is still giving an impact. And the question is whether after the split, right, there will be a correction or V-shaped correction, or basically like V-shaped recovery, or we might see like sideways accumulation. So basically, what we're trying to say is there definitely going to be a series of accumulation going to happen in PMBTech. And yesterday is basically answer our question that this is basically like V-shaped recovery. All right, market doing a split. It dropped a little bit. The next day, it break up, right? So this is a break. This is considered a breakout. The volume is good. The momentum is good. The candle is good. So for now, we are referring to support level of 379. Um, so as long as the price trade above this level or above moving average 20 or 50 that you might see here, is basically a good time to follow the rally, right? We might see PMB Tech continue its bullish rally. So if the price drop touching 379, all these things you can consider to buy, right? You can consider to buy. But remember, the the big picture that we just look at the index just now is we should go conservative. So be mindful with your position sizing and make sure you build your thesis well on PNB Tech, right? So this is on PNB Tech. Next, I want to show TASCO, right? TASCO also showing an interesting setup. So this is basically the same setup like what we're seeing in our index, right? So this is a good example that market is breaking out and reverse from the downtrend line. This is, if you look at here, market is this counter is on downtrend and it break out the downtrend. So this indicate that TASCO have like a good correlation with the indices, but have a higher aptitude of uh, price movement, right? Means that it break first, right? It break the trend line first. It do a rebound first. So I mean, it lead the movement lah, right? So in Tasco, right, what pick our interest is basically this is again same setup. We might see a rebound setup, and here we see a rebound setup. We see there's a bullish engulfing that confirmed by the next candle. We see that um, the RSI showing that the counter is on positive value. It is on uptrend value for short term based on RSI timeline. The MACD showing that the selling momentum is decreasing, and the volatility also is contracted. So I figured that this is a good level for us to really watch closely, because it might break this trend, might break this short trend line, and continue the rally. At the same time, we can also see if that happen is also confluence with the potential crossover of MACD. We can see uh, potential of breakout of previous RSI peak. We might also see the breakout from the Bollinger Band Standard Deviation 1. So all of this is actually a confluence of signal that is really good. And the bonus is Tasco releasing a good earning report yesterday. So it is basically a really attractive opportunity for us to take. We do make our position in Tasco already, but we plan to add more when we see the confirmation. Right. So basically that is the video for today. Um, a little bit sharing about the market outlook, how we identify what is the good time to go aggressive, what is good time to go conservative, what is good time to maybe stay away from the market, right, and be patient, and little bit of TA commentary on PMBTECH and TASCO. Hope you guys enjoy this video. See you guys again. Bye.